Good morning. Welcome to the fourth lecture video of structural geology. Now in this video we are discussing about classification of fault. So generally fault classification is based on four factors, that is deep, strike, foot wall, hanging wall, which I will discuss earlier. So what is foot wall and hanging wall? Fault is a fracturing and displacement of strata. When fracturing occurs in a strata, then one strata is divided into two blocks. That is, one block is known as foot wall and another block is known as hanging wall. The fast former, always fast form block is known as hanging wall, and later form block is known as foot wall. And what is the classification of fault? Mainly fault classification is depends upon the displacement of the block. Displacement means in which direction the blocks should displaced and in which way the block displaced. That is it depends upon the direction of strike and dip. If one block is displaced through the direction of dip, then the fault is known as deep fault or deep slip fault. If the block displaced through the strike direction, then the fault is known as strike fault or strike slip fault. Then comes to the classification of the fault. The classification mainly two types. First is your geometric classification and genetic classification, which is the origin of fault. First we will discuss geometric classification. First geometric classification is on the basis of rake of the net slip. Rake means the angle of fault that is between the slip direction and deep direction. Okay, slip direction and deep direction means the angle between the slip in which fault displace and angle of deep. So on the basis of rake of the net slip, fault can be of three types: deep slip fault, strike slip fault and oblique slip fault. Why it is called slip, deep slip, strike slip and oblique slip? Because the fault direction is the same as the net slip direction or displacement direction. That's why it is called deep slip fault, strike slip fault, oblique slip fault. So what is deep slip fault? In deep slip fault, net slip is equal to the deep slip, so it is known as deep slip fault. And here the net slip is there for 90 degree. Rake of the net slip is 90 degree, means in this deep slip fault the angle of rake is 90 degree, deep slip fault. And in strike slip fault, where the net slip is parallel to the strike direction and the rake of net slip equal to 0. If deep is 90 degree, then obviously strike is 0 degree, because strike and deep are both perpendicular to each other. Then oblique slip fault, where there is both a strike slip and deep slip. Here is strike slip and here is deep slip. Then both the component is called oblique slip fault, or it is otherwise known as diagonal slip fault. Here the rake of the net slip is more than 0 degree but less than 90 degree, means the angle of rake is equal to 0 to 90 degree. because here both deep slip and strike slip fault occurs. So deep slip faults are two types, that is normal fault and thrust fault. Means when it is called normal fault, when hanging wall is down thrown block or hanging wall moves towards downward, then it is called normal fault. When hanging wall moves upward, then it is called thrust fault. Another one is your thrust fault is there, that is reverse fault. When reverse fault or the angle of deep direction is less than 45 degree, then it is known as thrust fault. If greater than 45 degree, then it is known as reverse fault. So thrust fault is also known as reverse fault. Then strike slip also faults also divided into two types, that is right lateral or dextral, left lateral or sinistral. Right lateral means the blocks move towards right, left lateral means move towards left. Then comes to the next classification types, that is on the basis of attitude of fault. We know the attitude. Attitude means the strike and dip of the bed. The means here same strike fault, dip fault, but what is the difference between deep slip fault and dip fault, strike slip fault and strike fault, and oblique slip fault and oblique fault or diagonal fault? What is the difference? In this fault, attitude of fault, that is strike fault or dip fault or bedding fault or diagonal fault, in this fault displacement is related to the bedding plane of the fault block. So mainly in this fault displacement is related to bedding plane, but previously in deep slip fault, strike slip fault, bedding is not related. It is only related to the displacement or direction of the dip and strike. Then what is strike fault? Where strike of the fault is parallel to the strike of the rock beds forming the country. Strike of the fault is parallel to the strike of the country. This is strike of the fault and this is strike of the country. So though these two are parallel. What is deep fault? Where strike of the fault, that is strike of the fault, is perpendicular to the strike of the bedding plane or deep of the country rock. What is deep fault? Deep fault is either parallel to the deep of the country or perpendicular to the strike of the country. Means strike of the fault strike of the fault is perpendicular to the strike of the bed, or strike of the fault is parallel to the deep of the bed or deep of the rock beds forming the country rock. Then diagonal fault, it is also known as oblique fault, which strikes diagonally to the strike of the adjacent. This is diagonal to the adjacent rock beds. Then bedding fault, here is the bedding. In this case the fault plane is parallel to the bedding plane of the adjacent rocks. Fault plane, here is the fault plane and here is the bedding, here both are parallel to each other. Then longitudinal plane and transverse fault. What is longitudinal fault? Here the fault strikes parallel to the strike of the regional structure. In longitudinal fault, strike is parallel to the strike of the regional structure. In longitudinal fault, strike direction is parallel to the rock beds. but in transverse fault strike direction is perpendicular to the bedrock, perpendicular to the strike of the bedrock. Then next classification is your fault pattern. On the basis of fault pattern, it is divided into following types. First is your parallel fault. Parallel fault, it consists of series of faults having the same deep and strike. Parallel fault is the consists of series of fault, means it consists of more than one fault and both the faults have same deep and same strike. Then comes to the step fault. Step fault is similar to the parallel fault. Then what is the difference between the parallel fault and step fault? In step fault, down thrown blocks or hanging wall blocks are more than the up thrown block, but in parallel fault both are same. Next, arcuate fault. Arcuate fault is also known as peripheral fault. This is your arcuate fault or peripheral fault, which have circular or arc like outcrop. See, which are circular or arc like outcrop on a level surface. Then radial fault. Here a number of faults belonging to the same system radiate out from a point, and number of fault. Then Anechelon faults. There are relatively short faults overlap each other. In Anechelon fault, short faults are there and both are overlap to each other. Okay. Then next so in fault pattern, all the faults are a series of faults. Then comes to the on the basis of deep value. If deep value increases, then it is called high angle faults. If deep value decreases, then it is called low angle fault. That angle may be 45 degree. If these are those faults in which fault plane dips steeply at angles more than 45 degree, generally happens in normal fault. High angle fault, if angle is more than 45 degree. In low angle fault, the angle is less than 45 degree. Next come to the apparent movement of fault. On the basis of apparent movement, faults are mainly two types: normal fault and reverse fault. Normal fault means where tensional force is applied and hanging wall side is downward, and in reverse fault compressive force are applied and hanging wall part is your upward side. This is the difference between normal fault and reverse fault. Next, it is a type of fault that is known as Horst and Graben. So a Horst is an elongated block bounded by parallel faults in such a way that it stands the blocks on both sides. See, Horst is your normal fault or reverse fault or lateral fault, in which blocks are upward or blocks above the fault. In Graben, a Graben is a narrow block moved downward or between two normal faults. The upward movement fault is known as Horst and downward movement fault is known as Graben. Next is your hinge fault. What is hinge fault? It is also known as scissor fault or pivot fault. A fault on which the movement of one side hinges above an axis perpendicular to the fault plane displacement increases with distance from the hinge. Means in the hinge fault only one point displace, another is raised. Next, tear fault. A steep to vertical fault associated with low angle overthrust fault occurring in the hanging wall. Tear fault is a steep fault and it is a low angle fault. Then rift fault or rift valley fault. It is a strike slip fault, are the results of bends or discontinuities in horizontally. The rift fault is a type of strike slip fault. What is strike slip fault? The displacement occurs in the strike direction. So this is all about geometric classification. Then comes to the genetic classification of fault. Genetic classification means what is the origin of fault. It is well known that along the shear fracture the displacement is parallel to the walls, there is no movement perpendicular to the fracture. It is assumed that the displacement are caused by some stresses. So displacement of the fault is caused by some stress. Previously we know that three types of stress are there: stress axis, maximum, minimum and min axis. Here we correlate the fault axis with the stress axis. So it is assumed that the displacement are caused by some stress. Three types of principal stresses have been assumed. Of the three principal stresses, two are horizontal and third one is vertical due to gravity alone. The two are horizontal and one is vertical due to gravity alone. Three sets of conditions in which all these stresses are compressional may arise. Accordingly, three sets of fault originate. Besides this classification, the consider whether the forces are compressional, tensional, shearing or torsional. So, three main types of faults have been recognized basing on the orientation of the three principal axis, stress axis. So, on the basis of three principal stress axis, that is sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, the faults are classified into three types. One is your normal fault, strike slip fault and thrust fault or reverse fault. Then what is the orientation of these three axes in normal fault? So in normal fault, here sigma 1 is your maximum stress axis. Sigma 1 is your maximum stress axis. Sigma 2 is your intermediate. Here is sigma 2 is your intermediate and sigma 3 is your minimum stress axis. And here sigma 1 or maximum stress axis is vertical and sigma 2, sigma 3 both are horizontal axis. Here the hanging walls has moved relatively downward. It is also known as gravity fault as well as tensional fault. So these normal faults is also known as gravity fault and or tensional fault. In this category we find Horst and Graben, deep slip fault, antithetic and synthetic fault, parallel bedding step fault. These all are the types of normal faults. Then comes to the strike slip fault. In strike slip fault, sigma 1 is your maximum, means horizontal, and sigma 3 is minimum, that is also horizontal, but sigma 2, that is intermediate axis, is vertical. Only in this stress axis only one axis is vertical and both rest two axes are horizontal. So here the displacement remains essential parallel to the strike of the fault. These are also known as transcurrent, transform, range as well as tear fault. As the result of strike slip fault, the faults are transcurrent, transform, range faults are appear. Then comes to the thrust fault. In thrust fault, sigma 3, that is minimum stress axis, is vertical, and rest to sigma 1 and sigma 2 are both are horizontal axis. In this case, the hanging wall moves relatively over the footwall. It includes two types of fault, that is reverse fault or thrust fault. I have already told about it. When angle of dip is greater than 45 degree, then it is called reverse fault. If angle of fault dip is less than 45 degree, then it is called thrust fault. Thrusts are again subdivided into two types, that is over thrust, under thrust and under thrust, in which the initial dip is 10 degree or less. The net slip is measured of miles, that is over thrust. Under thrust means in this case footwall side actually moved and pushed itself underneath the hanging wall side. Another important type of faults are there, that is imbricate or Scuffen structure. Scuffen structure means when several thrust planes develop in parallel sets, a series of high angle reverse fault may also develop between pairs of thrust planes, giving rise to what is known as imbricate or Scuffen structure. Scuffen structure means it is this series of high angle faults or reverse faults is known as Scuffen structure. This is all about the classification of faults. In the next video, we will study about the mechanism and recognition of fault. Thank you.